Don't we all get tired of hearing the sad and bad in the news each day? So who can blame Peter for not wanting to hear Jesus talk about suffering and death? If I were in Peter's shoes, or sandals, let's say, I would feel perplexed and alarmed as well. And I'd say, no, Lord, I don't want to hear this. I think we'd all say that as well. But we need an understanding that Peter believed that the Messiah would come in power and glory, not suffering and death. You see, for centuries, Israel had looked forward to God fulfilling his promise to King David, a promise that said he would raise up another great leader to restore Israel's kingdom. And these hopes were clouded then in political and earthly expectations. Jesus, however, has a different understanding. He is clear. His is not the kingdom of power, but rather it's a spiritual kingdom in weakness. God's kingdom is established through Jesus' suffering, death, and resurrection. And all of this is meant to foreshadow the persecution and the suffering that the apostles themselves would one day suffer for following Jesus Christ. And here's the lesson for us. Believing in God does not make our lives easy. Everyone has difficulties and struggles. And the good works that we do as we strive to follow Jesus, they do not exempt us from the challenges of love and care of others, because with that comes betrayal at times and other challenges as a result of our Christian living and Christian charity. And so we're reminded that as Christians, our lives will all have a share in Jesus' redemptive suffering, which, remember, includes the resurrection. So let's take today's message to heart, especially if you are carrying a heavy burden as you come to Mass. Jesus, the Messiah, has built a spiritual kingdom of power for us, reminding us that God is always with us in our sadness and in our struggles. Like Jesus, when we feel weak, remember we are truly strong with a power other than our own, and it's the power of God.